Many theists believe that the strongest challenge to their views is the problem of evil. However, I think the real problem they have is accounting for morality. The main reason being, and I think many of them are aware of this, that if you were to provide some sort of meaningful account for morality, you will in turn make God, or whatever entity you believe in, less necessary. Here's why. Let's take the simple sentence, God is good, and ask ourselves, is this really an adequate explanation of what God is? Or of what good is, for that matter? The answer is obviously no. Because, based on this sentence, God is synonymous with good. Meaning that we can substitute good with God, or God with good, meaning that all this sentence is really saying is that God is God, or good is good. Which is really so unhelpful that it's meaningless. So now the question is, what will make the sentence God is good meaningful? Well, to put it simply, for the sentence to be meaningful, we have to come up with some sort of account of what either what God is or what morality is. But if this is what we're going to do, this means that we are essentially taking these two terms and separating them, making them independent of one another, so we make sense of one in order to make sense of the other. For example, let's say we were to come up with some sort of account of what morality is, or what good is. If we were to do that, we then have a standard, or a criterion, by which to determine if this other thing over here, God, is indeed good. And if God is good, then the sentence God is good means something, because we have a count of what morality is. And even if we don't have a full picture of what God is, we can at least know that God is good, since God would meet the standard or criterion. Obviously, many theists, or people in general, should be seeing the problem with this, because many theists describe God as the standard or the criterion. But if in order for the sentence God is good to have any real meaning, means that we have to develop a standard that is even external to God, then what exactly is God the standard of at that point? To illustrate my point, I give you Jericho movie, who is a theist. He's not a Christian theist or any sort of well-defined theist, but a theist nonetheless. And he actually has a count of what morality is, which is
a relationship with a thing that we can know. Individual, as it can be known. Human being in its fundamental and its essential sense can be known. And we can agree that what should be done with one person, so long as we do it correctly, should be done with another person, because they're both people. This is called morality, of course.
And interestingly enough, his account of what morality is actually leads him to an even stronger conclusion than mine, which is
God must not be just, because justice is something that arises from a human condition. Justice arises most appropriately from the human condition of the individual and the individual's relationship with his government. But even if I was to say, is God moral, that is most properly understood as the relationship between man and another man.
Which, to me, is all fine and good until we remember that earlier he described God as
God, being God, is the
criteria?
So this question is mainly directed at Jericho Movie, but anyone else is free to answer. This begs the question: if God is no longer the standard or criterion for morality, what exactly is he the criterion for?